my name is Wanloy Powell, and on behalf of the Northeastern Ohio Science and Engineering Fair Board of Directors, I would like to welcome you to the 2022 NEOSEF Virtual Award Ceremony. We had hoped to hold a fair in person this year, but with the number of COVID cases climbing in December, we had to make the decision to switch a virtual format. We hope that in making the decision far enough in advance, we gave the students and teachers time to react and adjust. We're so happy to see the students participating in the fair this year, despite the many challenges that we've had. We know this continues to be a trying time for everyone, and we commend you for your resilience, your hard work, and your push for excellence. Thanks to all the behind-the-scene work of our board members and judges, despite all the judging being done online, with the technology available to us, we were still able to provide a fair, competitive, and inspiring environment for all of our students. So thank you to all our board members and judges for that. I would like to extend our heartfelt appreciation to all of our sponsors that helped make this fair happen. Specifically, our major donors, the Cleveland Clinic Foundation, Great Lakes Science Center, Parker Hannifin, and Cleveland State University. Your support, your donation, and your partnership continue to be a boost to STEM education in Northeast Ohio. We have an exciting presentation for you this evening. We invite everyone watching to comment, send support, and congratulate the students. Don't forget when you're commenting to use the hashtag NEOSEF2022 to be entered into quick live drawings during the event tonight. Next, I would like to turn the podium over to Dr. Shimon Gore-Panter to introduce our speaker for the ceremony. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Dr. Shimon Gore-Panter, and it is my absolute pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker for this year, Jamil Wilson. Jamil is a 2018 graduate of Cleveland State University with a BS in biology and a minor in music. In 2017, Jamil was inducted into the McNair Scholars Program at CSU. This program provides support, research opportunities, and tools needed for disadvantaged students to be successful pursuing postgraduate degrees in STEM fields. This gave Jamil his first scientific research experience, with him having the opportunity to investigate freshwater mussels in the Ohio Rocky River. In 2018, Jamil was a recipient of the National Science Foundation Research Experience for Undergraduate, or REU, grant at the University of Puerto Rico. In this experience, he examined the effects of severe hurricanes on freshwater meiofauna communities. Upon graduation, he had an ardent desire to complete more dives and travel. In 2019, Jamil traveled to 6 U.S. cities, 7 different countries, and earned his rescue diver certification. He also became a member of the National Association of Black Scuba Divers. Despite the pandemic, Jamil obtained a virtual internship at the Smithsonian Marine Station in 2020 and worked as an aquatic ecologist studying algae. In 2021, representing North America, Jamil was awarded one of the 3 International Our World Underwater Scholarship Society, or OWUSS, Rolex Scholarships, becoming the first African American to receive this award in its almost 50-year history. This scholarship provides unique experiences for young people interested in pursuing careers in underwater-related disciplines. During its 1-year term, scholars have the opportunity to work side by side with current leaders in underwater fields across the country, the continent, and the globe. Without further ado, from somewhere in the world, here's Jamil.
Hello everyone. Thank you for allowing me to be here. I'm so happy to have the chance to speak with you all. My name is Jamil Wilson, and I'm here today because I am a complete idiot. Yes, you heard me correctly. And for those who didn't, I'll repeat myself. My name is Jamil Wilson, and I am here speaking with you all today because I am a complete idiot. As I'm sure you can imagine, my speech to you all didn't quite start off this way. At first, it went something like, I'm an up-and-coming aquatic scientist working on this or that, and trying to find my way in the world. while that is true, as I thought about it, I realized I'd be doing you all a huge disservice if I wasn't completely honest with you. I'm really here speaking to you now because somewhere along the way, I decided to become and remain an utter fool. And I'm hoping that today you all will join me if you haven't already. Now, I know all the people that invited me here are probably looking at me a little sideways like, what's happening right now? But stay with me. I'd like to tell you a quick story if I might. I remember when I first got my chance at entering the world of STEM. And I remember knocking on a dark colored door and upon its opening seeing the new mentor that my program had assigned to me. I walked in and after exchanging pleasantries, we soon got to the real reason for my visit there. My new mentor looked at my resume, my grades, then at me and said to me candidly, "Jamil, to be honest with you, I don't know if you're going to work out in this program. You don't really have any sort of science background, and usually the students I work with are a bit more experienced." Well, he was right, of course. Prior to that meeting, I had been studying music and dedicated 4 to 5 years of my life to that subject. Still, I was there in his office, sitting across from him, staring him in the face as if convinced that this was what I was going to do. Thankfully, he brought the fire in my eyes, and to this day we're good friends because of it. However, at the time, I still hadn't. Not completely. And it wasn't that fire wasn't there, but I still had no idea if things were going to work out. With no prior lessons or experience, I was essentially jumping headfirst into the ocean to find out if I could swim. Sounds like something only an idiot would do, right? But that was my first real experience in pursuit of my STEM-related path. A path filled with doubts and fears, and not just from others, but from within. Could I do this? Was I being a complete idiot? Well, I think you know the answer to that now. Some of you may be wondering why I keep associating myself with something so negative. Why would this guy call himself an idiot? The quick answer to that question is because I believe being an idiot is actually one of the most powerful things you can be. Now, I'm sure everyone who invited me here is practically pulling their hair out, but it's true. Being a fool is really valuable. That along with some other things that I'll get to later, but for now, with that being said, you might be wondering, well, how can that be? So to explain and answer all of these questions, let's dig into our STEM roots a little bit more and employ the good old scientific method, which you may be familiar with. It's composed of a question, research about the subject in question, an experiment or test, and finally, analysis and conclusion. So we already have our first part, right? The most important part, which is the question. Why would this guy call himself an idiot, and how would being an idiot be helpful? The second part of our method is researching the topic, so let's do that. The word idiot typically has a bad meaning, right? I mean, you don't go around calling your mother that word because depending on how you're being raised, that might mean you're getting popped in the mouth or plopped in the corner. I was part of the first group, but that's neither here nor there. But we typically don't use that word because it's usually used as an insult or a way to belittle someone and make them feel small. That's not what I'm here to encourage you to do. However, I am here to help you understand that words have a duality to them and can sometimes get overlooked. For instance, words like failure, fool, and fear are demonized when more often than not, these are the very words that help characterize and define our growth. Not just as scientists or developers or even high school students, but as human beings. We currently have all these amazing technologies and advancements in knowledge because of our failures, our foolishness, and our fears. Take a second to think about it. In our fear of death, we've managed to develop medicines that can elongate the human lifespan by decades. It was only because of our multiple failures over the centuries did we learn how to create giant metal flying machines. And many times it was due to our own idiocy that we were curious enough to go against the safety of social norms and discover things like the curvature of the earth. All things that at a certain time you would have been considered an idiot for just by merely thinking the same or otherwise. Yet, they are all things that we now know to be true. And if you didn't know, well, now you know. In a society that only focuses on successes and winning and bravery and intelligence, I feel like I'm describing a Gryffindor, which is really funny because I'm surrounded by Harry Potter right now. That when you live in a society that only focuses on being a Gryffindor, it's sometimes hard to associate yourself with anything outside of that. I mean, no one wants to be a Hufflepuff. I'm sure someone does. But really, no one wants to be associated with failure. No one wants to be afraid, and no one wants to be considered an idiot. However, time and time again, we've learned that these good and bad words are simply mirrors of each other. Like life and death, one cannot work or exist without the other. So now we can say that we've done some of our research. We now know that these bad words can not only have different meanings, but they can be good for us. So it's time for our hypothesis. If we incorporate these bad words, fear, foolishness, and failure into our lives, they will improve the value and quality of our lives. That's going to be our hypothesis, all right? Of course, next comes actually testing our hypothesis. So let's do that. Now, on this, I can only speak about my own experiences. This part of things you'll have to test out for yourself, and some of you will involuntarily. But for now, I'm going to tell you about my experience, and we'll use that as our experiment for testing how these words can improve the quality of one's life. When I was close to graduating high school, I was completely lost. I had no idea how to even start college. To top it off, my grades were average at best, and out of my classmates, I was considered the class clown. Not because I horsed around, but because I happened to be in a competitive program, and in comparison, my scores always ended up being less impressive than those around me, and I hated it. So in an attempt to be smart, once I figured out how to get to college, I went for vocal music because at the time it was the only thing I felt good at. It was something that I seemed to have an inherent talent for, and for once I just wanted to shine. Still, with my average grades and no parental help or guidance, it meant no scholarships, and so I ended up paying my way through college with no less than 3 jobs the entire time, which is not recommended. After a while of music school though, I found that I didn't like the direction my life was heading in. It felt all-consuming in a destructive way, and I was realizing that before my self-esteem issues in high school, I had actually always loved biology. But at this point, I was so afraid to change majors. I mean, how could I when I had already committed so much time to this? So, with that in mind, I kept my desire at bay, and for 3 years, I studied music until I took my first college bio class. And after that, it was pretty much a wrap. I finally stood up to myself and opted to switch majors. Of course, when you do something like that after 3 years, everybody's got concerns and comments. One of them, or a lot that I got, was, "Ooh, bio is hard. Is this really a smart move? Are you sure about this?" However, I'd like to note that the great thing about being an idiot is that no matter how impossible or illogical something seems, an idiot will still try it anyways. And so as you can imagine, I tried it. I worked hard, and as a result, I started doing really well. I was getting good grades, started to conduct research, I was writing papers, traveling around to different prestigious universities, making connections. I was starting to shine, and those around me could see it too, until finally it was time to apply for graduate school. For me, graduate school was the ultimate indicator that I was actually smart, and I ended up applying to 10 schools. Now, I'll let you guess how many I got in. If you guess 10, you're right. Just omit the first digit. Yeah, I got into 0. I got nothing. Zip. It was the ultimate failure. And because I was so sure that I would get in somewhere, I had no backup plan. I couldn't believe it. I was back at square one, or what felt like square -2. And so as an alternative, when I graduated, I decided to take a break and travel instead. And despite all the grief that I had with school, it was one of the best times of my life. During my travels, I decided to try scuba diving and fell in love with it. While doing that, I got exposed to different people and opportunities, including one called the Rolex Scholarship. Now, I was eligible for getting this scholarship, but it was impossible. I mean, it was the most prestigious diving scholarship around, picking one person out of all of North America to travel the world diving. And if I couldn't get into grad school, what hope did I have for this? But, like I said, benefits of being an idiot. So I applied, and to my surprise, I was selected. And now I'm virtually sitting here talking to you from South Africa, working on octopus research and dive training. I've traveled to various countries around the world, met amazing people, and done some amazing things. Overall, though, my point is that even though I traveled and I've done all these great things, none of them would have been possible if I hadn't gone through those hard moments and had those terrible fears and those foolhardy moments and those epic failures. Over and over again, these words have actually improved the quality of my life. And the same has been said for various people in various careers that we consider successful. I mean, if you look at Barack Obama or Oprah, they've all gone through these things. So now that our hypothesis has been tested, it's time to analyze our data and devise a conclusion. I think we can safely say that despite the hurtful way that these words can make us feel on the surface, the benefits and good they provide in the long run vastly outweigh the pain. It's these experiences that help us grow and succeed. And as you go into your STEM fields and explore your passions, I want to share these 3 nuggets of wisdom with you. If you remember nothing else from my time with you, remember these 3 doctrines. 1. When you face failure, remember failure is not the opposite of success, but an integral part of it. You can try and fail 1,000,000 times, but the true failure is when you stop trying. Now, that doesn't mean that if you find something that's not for you, you should keep pursuing it, but it does mean that if you want something bad enough, it will be for you. 2. When you're faced with fear, remember that oftentimes the things that we fear tend to be the things that are the most worthwhile. Now, does that mean if you're scared of heights that you should jump out of a plane? Absolutely. Just make sure you take a parachute. And lastly, when you're being called out as a fool, try to remember that dreams can only be met by those foolish enough to believe in them. Basically meaning, don't settle and let what only seems impossible actually be impossible. So as you go out in the world and you're faced with some of these things, don't shy away from them. Take ownership of them, and they'll help you grow more than you ever thought possible. Fail often. Face your fears. And as Steve Jobs once said, stay foolish. Thank you guys so much for having me, and good luck in your STEM endeavors. I have full faith in you.
Hi there, this is Mayor Justin Bibb. I want to take a moment to congratulate you on your awards at this year's Northeast Ohio Science and Engineering Fair. Science, technology, engineering, and math, or STEM as you call it in school, is an important part of our daily lives. As Mayor of Cleveland, I know firsthand how critical STEM is to our success as a city and region. I encourage you to keep learning and exploring how STEM can be applied in school and in your future careers. Thank you, good luck, and keep working hard.
Hi, my name is Jonathan Bibb, NEOSEF board member. I'm here to introduce the awards, but before I go on, I want to congratulate you on your hard work and dedication, which result in your successful projects. On behalf of the board, I want to say how very proud we are of all of you. And now we move to the part you've been waiting for, the awards. There are several types of awards handed out at NEOSEF, and you will hear about them as the ceremony progresses. I will be introducing the first type, the Fair Awards, which are those determined by the NEOSEF judges according to a set of criteria. The Fair Awards will be announced by category from honorable mention to first place. Honorable mention winners will receive a green ribbon. Third place winners will receive a bronze medal and a white ribbon. Second place winners will receive $25, a silver medal, and a red ribbon. And finally, first place winners will receive $100, a gold medal, and a blue ribbon. Your prizes will be mailed to your home address. Again, I want to congratulate all of you and wish you continued success in your future endeavors. And now, to the awards.
serve as the chairperson of the Department of Biological, Geological, and Environmental Sciences at Cleveland State University. I also have the honor of welcoming you here tonight to the Northeastern Ohio Science and Engineering Fair Awards ceremony. I have to tell you, I have been a scientist for over 35 years, and I have been a judge for NEOSEF and a board member for 30 of those years. But I have been in love with science since I was in the 3rd grade. And that is why it's always such a thrill for me each year to see the posters showcasing the work that all of you have done. I think it's pretty obvious, perhaps now more than ever, that the world needs a continuous supply of new scientists and engineers. So I applaud you, the future scientists and engineers. And I applaud your families, those people who helped you buy reagents for your projects, who drove you here tonight, and who will support you in your collegiate endeavors. Congratulations to all of you. The future of life on this planet depends on you. Good luck.
Hi, everybody. Congratulations to all the biological science winners. Before we get into the physical science winners, I thought we would do something different. With the fair being virtual, it's hard to feel engaged and just interested in the whole thing. So we thought we'd try something different. Everybody's been asking about the raffle. We're doing 3 raffles today. This is the first one, and there are chosen from the pool of people who are entering into the raffle by using the hashtag NEOSEF2022. So if you have not had a chance to do that, please do so. You can see that our entry is 27. We have more than 130 people watching, so lots of people have the opportunity to get in on the raffle. You still have time. I'll give you time to do that, add some more comments in there. Let me tell you about the prize. The prize is, this particular one is a fantastic package from First Energy Corp, put together by one of our board members, Terry Malone. It's a First Energy backpack and 4 tickets to the Cleveland Indian Guardians game on May 7th against the Toronto Blue Jay. This is their their very first season as the Guardians, so it's going to be an important game. It's going to be in section 148 in row J. I didn't look that up, but I'm pretty sure they're pretty good seats out there. So that's what's in stock for you in the raffle. So go ahead and do some more entries. But at this time, I'd also like to really thank the judges who have been instrumental in making this fair work, especially with everything being online. The judges went above and beyond in looking at these projects. And I was in one of the judging sessions back in the back room, and it's like a choreographed dance between people going in and out of rooms, coming back and getting the new students coming in. And I'd really like to thank Wendy Sweet, Chris Moravec, and Jim Bader, and many, many other people in organizing that, because it's just an amazing task to put that all together. So for the raffle, you have to be present, which means present online. You have to be virtually here still in order to win. When you win, we need for you to positively reply, like a comment, so that we know you're still here. And then please email your mailing information to neosefinfo@gmail.com in order to get the package sent to you. But we will make sure that all of that information is repeated with the scroller down the bottom, so that you can follow along and make sure you get that email address. But again, it is neosefinfo@gmail.com. What do you think? Are we ready to roll with 44 entry? Let's try that and see. Oh my gosh, Gotcha Biologist is the winner. Yay! Please respond in the comments, and then email your information so we can get that to you. There are 2 more prizes along the way, and they're all really, really good fun prizes. So speaking of First Energy and the prizes, and Terry Malone, here is Terry to introduce the next part of our program. Before we move on to the Physical Science Awards. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Terry Malone, a member of the Northeast Ohio Science and Engineering Fair Board. I'm also a practicing STEM professional. I've been on the board for a number of years, and each year I'm more and more impressed by the talent that we see participating in the fair. It's critically important that we hear from those who've actually participated in this fair over the years. We're privileged tonight to have with us 2 participants that have done very well in this particular event. Tonight, we're going to hear a message from Jessica and Josh about their experience in the Northeast Ohio Science and Engineering Fair, as well as a general message for all of us in the STEM community. Jessica, Josh?
Hi, I'm Joshua. I am a NEOSEF alumni participating from 2006 to 2011.
Hi, I'm Jessica. I'm also a NEOSEF alum, 2001 to 2006.
I graduated from Berea High School.
Wow, I graduated from Berea High too. While they were the Braves, and now I hear they're the Titans.
I also graduated from Case Western Reserve University in 2015 with a degree in electrical engineering.
I graduated from Case Western as well, with a degree in socio-cultural anthropology and public policy. Wow, we sure do have a lot of similarities. I must have been a great role model as your big sister.
Yeah, that's it.
I guess you can say that makes us STEMlings. Get it? STEM siblings?
Really?
Let me stop here and say to each of you, congratulations on a job well done this year at NEOSEF. As much as Josh and I have in common, what we are really here to talk about is the importance of diversity in STEM. A background in STEM could lead to diverse things. It allows you to be a practicing professional. It allows you to bridge the gaps between technical and non-technical teams, and empowers you to be an informed citizen.
I'm a practicing STEM professional at Case Engineering, where I design and program 3D printers, other machines, and manage project teams. But as Jess has mentioned, STEM can take you down many paths. STEM also led me down the path of entrepreneurship, marrying engineering, coding, and design. I use software, 3D printing, and graphic design to turn my ideas into reality. Creating new social spaces with my site Hatch Gaming, making creative cosplay items for major conferences, and simply having fun.
There clearly is a place for STEM outside of the lab or traditionally thought of careers. I use my foundation in STEM to support healthcare through institutional relations and development. Working as a relationship manager in philanthropy, I tap into my passion for the hard sciences by working hand in hand with physicians, nurses, and medical researchers to source private funding and advance medical innovation, bridging the gap between STEM professionals and the community at large. STEM has also informed my community involvement. I serve on boards and volunteer with diverse organizations where I can advocate for STEM education. It is critically important that we are all informed citizens when it comes to STEM, advocating for critical thinking and creative problem solving in every industry.
When I was at Case, I participated in sports, and having a different skill set is important to success. It's no different in STEM. We need diversity of thought and people of different backgrounds to help drive creativity and innovation.
With all of the evolving challenges we are facing today, like global warming, energy, public health, or an inequitable economy, we cannot afford to leave any talent on the table. We need to do what we can to better diversify the STEM fields. Let's do what we can to drive underrepresented groups into STEM. You can be an example of success and create excitement around STEM. No one should be denied the opportunity to work hard and pursue a STEM career.
Many of you are already on your journey to pursue this opportunity in STEM, and there are many ways you can continue to be ambassadors.
Absolutely. You can support events like NEOSEF as a participant, as a parent, as an educator, or a business sponsor. Educate yourself and educate others. Have insightful dialogue about STEM with diverse individuals. And the most important thing you can do is let your imagination be your boundary. Once again, congratulations and best of luck to you all. All right. You can admit now, I really am your best role model.
Maybe second best.
Remember my trip to international?
Remember that time I had 3 different projects in 3 different categories?
But what about that really cool robotic head? It looked like it came from that Will Smith movie.
What about the Mars rover I made?
Mars. I gave better presentations.
I have 1 more award.
They liked me better.
Good.
Hello, my name is Dr. Jeffrey Bhasin, and I competed in NEOSEF in 2004 and 2005 from Rocky River High School. It was the beginning of my career in science. I had an opportunity to apply computational analysis to biology, and I also went on to the ISEF competition. Since then, I've got a PhD in the field of bioinformatics and have moved on to lead a bioinformatics team in the biomedical industry. I highly encourage anyone, any student with an interest in science and other technical fields and in engineering to participate in NEOSEF and as a competition, because it's a chance to do something original, it's a chance to where you can drive the direction of your interests, and it sets you up for success later.
Hi, I'm Romona Robinson, longtime Cleveland television anchor and now award-winning author. I wanted to just take a moment to congratulate all of you for a job well done. Congratulations on the awards you're about to receive today. And I just wanted to inspire you and encourage you to continue going. Whatever you inspire to do, just don't give up. You've done the hard work from what I understand, and it's so important that you pursue your dreams and dream big. Don't ever let anyone tell you that a dream you have is too big for you to achieve. When I was your age, and I can think back that far too, I remember in high school, I grew up in in the backwoods of rural Missouri in a small community, and we raised pigs and chickens and cows, and hardly anybody ever left our town to go off to college. You basically graduated high school and you stayed there and you worked the farms. And so when I had these grandiose dreams of becoming a television anchor, I heard over and over again, mostly from my peers, that, I needed to get my head out of the clouds, that I could never be on television, basically because of our environment and where I came from. But I was determined, and my mom was determined to get me there. So I want to remind you, listen to your mom, because she pushed me and helped me, and years later, I got there. And so it's so important that you don't let people derail your dreams. I used to tell them how I was going to go to the White House and interview presidents. I was going to travel across the country and interview dignitaries and entertainers, and they used to just laugh at me or sometimes roll their eyes. So, I look back on my career, and I remember one poignant moment when I was at the White House and one of the staffers came out and said, "Romona Robinson, the President of the United States will see you now." And I just got chills, and I became afraid all of a sudden. And I became that high schooler back in Wilson City, Missouri, afraid and thinking to myself, oh my goodness, I'm here, but can I do this? My dream has been realized, but I'm about to interview the President of the United States. And so I just had to give myself a pep talk, which reminds me, I want to tell you, if you don't have cheerleaders in your life, be your own cheerleader. Be your biggest pep talker. Sometimes you have to look in the mirror and say, I am good enough. I can do this. I've had to do it many times. And so I did it right there at the White House that day. I said, why are you nervous? You're Romona Robinson. You're an Emmy Award-winning journalist. You go in there and you show the president what you've got and you get this interview. And so I walked in and I did the interview with President Barack Obama. So I'm a testament that whatever you inspire to do, you can do it. So again, congratulations. I wish you well. I know you're going to do fantastic. Remember, listen to your teachers and listen to your parents.
It's time now for the special awards. Awards are from local organizations and association chapters. All judges are volunteers. They are science and engineering professionals who want to encourage you to continue your STEM studies. These judges look forward to seeing your projects every year. Some have been a part of NEOSEF for decades. Thank you for your hard work. Here are the NEOSEF Special Award winners.
those are some really great prizes, $50, $100. Some of these kids really can bring home a lot of prize money this way. There are a lot more to come. At this time, we're getting ready for that second raffle. So if you're not entered yet, please comment NEO and tag NEOSEF 2022 in the comments. So in the next group, I'll be mentioning something else. But for the second prize, did you know that we have an award-winning filmmaker in Cleveland? His movie has won several awards. He's right there. His name is Johnny Wu. And he's got the prizes, two of his movies, the Blu-ray DVDs. One of them is called Immortal Combat, The Code, and the other one is Wuxia, The Society. Both of them you can stream them on Tubi, Apple TV, on Amazon Prime, Vudu, and DirecTV. So it's really out there in a lot of places, and check them out because there's a lot of martial arts and all local talents. So thank you, Johnny, for donating those 2 copies. Speaking of talents, there are so much talents in the area. And that's so true when you're talking about organizations, companies around town who are supporting the STEM education and investigation in our schools. You can see that by the special award prizes that you're looking at. That we have more than 100 organizations and companies that are donating not only the awards, the cash awards, but also sending people to mentor schools sometime, definitely judging the projects that we have. So without them, this award will, the whole special award section will be very little. And we just look forward to the special award section of the award ceremony all the time because they're unique, they're creative, and they kind of point to prizes that you would normally not be aware of. There's awards on, just basic engineering awards that you expect, but there's different unique slant, like how do you encourage ecology, saving of the world? How do you help fire retardation? I mean, who knew that those kinds of projects and awards exist? And all of that work is the work of Mary Dodge and her team, who works tirelessly to gather all of those prizes throughout the year and make sure that they are judged and given to you, and all of them get sent out, especially with the virtual award situation that we have. All of them have to be mailed out, and that's a lot of work. And so thank you to Mary and her team for coordinating all that. It really takes a village to get something like this together. So how are we? We're up to 45 entries. Let's see. Make sure that you hashtag NEOSEF 2022. However, for the next prize, I want to preview that. It's a really cool prize from the Great Lakes Science Center. And we want to award people that want to stay with us throughout the entire ceremony. So the hashtag for that will be WinGLSC, all in lowercase, WINGLSC, because the prize is Great Lakes Science Center. So remember that. But in addition to tagging, the reason why I talk about the talents and all the companies around here is because I love Cleveland. Cleveland is such an understated gem in the area. So while you're hashtagging, type in there why you like Cleveland, perhaps, or why you like STEM education, why you support that. That would be great information to have, and it's just an interesting way to see why people like the area so much. So, are we ready for the next round of Raffle? If we are, let's try that. Flush Gaming. I don't know. I don't know who that is, but congratulations to Flush Gaming. Make sure you respond so that we can see positive response that you're here, and then email your information to neosefinfo@gmail.com so that we can send your award to you. And it's two Blu-ray DVD copies of Johnny Wu's movie. On to the next part of the presentation, and then I'll come back later on for the third prize. Again, the hashtag is WinGLSC, all in lowercase.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Christine Moravec of the Cleveland Clinic. I'd like to thank and congratulate all of the students for participating in the 69th Annual Northeast Ohio Science and Engineering Fair. From coming up with ideas to planning and executing your projects and analyzing and reporting your results, you have gotten a taste of the scientific method, which is the foundation of how we acquire scientific knowledge. It is the same method used by scientists for centuries, including Albert Einstein and Charles Darwin, and scientists today, including those who developed the COVID-19 vaccine. We hope that you enjoyed this experience and that you have been inspired to explore more STEM topics that interest you. There are many paths for you to further your studies and even more options for rewarding careers in STEM, many right here in Cleveland. Cleveland Clinic is partnering with Case Western Reserve University, Cleveland State University, University Hospitals, and Metro Health on a citywide innovation district. The goal of this district is to make Cleveland a destination for scientific training and discovery, and it will provide ample educational and job opportunities within the next 5 to 10 years. Cleveland Clinic is also a proud sponsor of the Northeast Ohio Science and Engineering Fair, and I am honored to be part of the fair each year. Again, thank you for contributing your time and creativity to making this a fantastic fair, and I wish you all the best of luck in your future studies.
Czaja, Chief Technology and Innovation Officer for Parker Hannifin. Parker is proud to be a sponsor of the Northeastern Ohio Science and Engineering Fair. Science, technology, engineering, and math. It's not easy. In fact, it's pretty hard. And you are all to be applauded for taking on these challenging STEM subjects. The world needs you. We need your skills to help us solve the challenges, the hard challenges that we face today. I'd like to thank the volunteers, the participating schools, and the students. And of course, congratulations to all of the winners.
Hello, I am Joan Moravec, a member of the Board of Trustees for the Northeast Ohio Science and Engineering Fair and the coordinator of the Broadcom Masters Program. This is a national essay writing contest for junior high students. This year, we are able to send 13 participants from grades 7 and 8. These students will be required to write a few short responses to an essay, as well as answer some questions. Their science research report will also be included. When the application is completed, each nominee will receive a certificate of recognition, a t-shirt, and other prizes. 300 semifinalists from across the nation will be chosen, and they will receive $125 and special prize packages. 30 will then be selected as finalists, and these students will receive a trip to Washington, D.C. with their parents to compete for over $100,000 in additional prizes. We wish good luck to all the participants and congratulations.
Hi, my name is Maya Tang and I'm in 9th grade at Hathaway Brown School. Congratulations on your participation in this year's NEOSEF. Last year, after NEOSEF, I applied for Broadcom Masters competition. I became one of the 30 finalists. If you are nominated, I would encourage you to apply too. Broadcom Masters is a national STEM competition. The finals week was really intense. I got to meet 29 other kids who really love science, math, and engineering. We worked through science challenges in teams, like a Raspberry Pi circuit board, a model airplane challenge, and a biodiversity challenge. Broadcom Masters was held virtually last year. So, we created virtual project boards and made avatars to interact with each other in Eventbrite. It was a great experience I will never forget. Congratulations again for participating in NEOSEF, and I hope you will apply to Broadcom Masters.
Hi, I'm Kirsten Ellenbogen, President and CEO at Great Lakes Science Center. We are proud sponsors of the Northeast Ohio Science and Engineering Fair. It gives me great pleasure to say congratulations to everybody competing this year. I grew up competing in science fairs, everything from probability to immunology. I loved the ribbons, I loved the people, I loved talking about science. Most of all, I have to say some of my best memories are that process I went through every year, honing in on what this year's project was going to be, what was the big question I was studying. I loved that process, digging into something, setting it aside for a while, seeing if I could come up with something better, really shaped my interest in identifying problems, problem solving, things that I carry with me today. The Science and Engineering Fair is directly responsible for my career. I have to give a big shout out to one of the science fair judges from the Detroit Metro Science Fair back when I was competing. Corey Van Fleet was CEO of the Detroit Science Center. He tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Listen, you clearly love talking about science. Have you ever thought about coming over and working at the Detroit Science Center?" It was a pretty new place at that time. At my age, I didn't even realize people worked in museums. But I tried it out. I worked there that summer. I had a terrific time. And even though I went on to do research in neuroimmunology for years, I found ways to take some time off, come and work again at different science museums. And eventually I decided that communicating science, that looking at different content areas, coming up with exhibits and programs, that was really my pathway in science. And it's something that I've just really loved, and I credit science and engineering fairs with getting me where I am today. So whatever pathway the fair brings for you, congratulations, enjoy that process, and I'm excited to see the results.
Earlier this year, the Northeastern Ohio Science and Engineering Fair sponsored a new permanent exhibit at the Great Lakes Science Center in honor of Dr. Glenn Brown and Dr. Jeanette Brown. It is a large-scale interactive periodic table featuring real-world examples of the elements. The list of accomplishments in the areas of science and education for both Dr. Glenn Brown and Dr. Jeanette Brown is too long for me to mention here, but needless to say, NEOSEF owe a debt of gratitude to both of them for their long-lasting impact on our organization, our youth, and our city. Of course, we feel that the periodic table is a fitting tribute, given both Glenn's career as a chemical engineer and Jenny's work in analytical chemistry and spectroscopy. Here are some pictures of the dedication ceremony of the exhibit in January. Hi, everyone. We're down to the last part of the show. Right before we announce our grand prizes, we'd like to do our last raffle. I hope you've had a wonderful time following everybody's progress and listening to all the messages tonight. It's really heartening to hear about all of the accomplishments and all the fun projects that the students have been able to do. So the last prize is from the Great Lakes Science Center, and it's great that they're talking about, the periodic table exhibit. The prize includes 6 day passes to the Science Center, including the tickets to the Dome Theater. And if you've never been to the Dome Theater, it is amazing, and parking pass. So it's an all-inclusive package for a day out for an entire family to explore science at the Great Lakes Science Center. I know that the hashtag again is WinGLSC. Make sure you do that to get entered into that prize package. The Great Lakes Science Center Dome Theater movies right now are Dinosaurs of Antarctica and Everest, so make sure you catch that. And then the upcoming exhibit is Science of Rock and Roll that is due to open on March 25th, so make sure you catch that also. A little bit about the International Science Fair. It is going to be in Atlanta this year, and the grand prize winners that you will be hearing about in the next few minutes will be, as part of their prize, gets a all expense paid trip to the International Science Fair to compete there, and it involves airfare, registration fee, which is quite a bit, and room and board and entire thing for the winner themselves and one adult. And so all the monies that we've raised throughout the year for prizes and all that certainly goes to help defray the cost of entering an international fair. So congratulations to all those students ahead of time, and we are ready for our final raffle. Amrutha Mohan. Okay. So Amrutha, please respond in your message and your comments to make sure you're still here. And thank you for supporting our presentation tonight. Email your information to neosefinfo@gmail.com and we'll get the package over to you. And I won't keep you in suspense any longer. Here's Terry again to lead us into the last segment of our program.
Good evening and congratulations to all of our participants in the 2022 Northeast Ohio Science and Engineering Fair. You're all off to a great start in your pursuit of a STEM career. And no matter where you are in that journey today, know that at the end of your journey, there's a rewarding career as well as the opportunity to contribute to our society in so many special ways. What we do each year at the Northeast Ohio Science and Engineering Fair is to recognize those students who are exemplary when it comes to their particular journey down the STEM path. And this year, we will honor 2 students in the 7th and 8th grade categories for their particular work. These grand prizes will be awarded in 2 major areas, biological science and physical science. And without further delay, I'd like to announce the 2022 grand prize winners for the 7th and 8th grade category. The first grand prize winner in the biological science category is Ian Harrison of St. Dominique's School. Ian's project was Ooey Gooey Composters. Congratulations, Ian. Our second grand prize goes to Adonis Wozniak of University School. Adonis' project was entitled The Ways a Room Influences Safety Against SARS-CoV-2. Congratulations, Ian. Congratulations, Adonis.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Chris Moravec. I'm a research scientist at the Cleveland Clinic Foundation, and I've been involved with the Northeast Ohio Science and Engineering Fair for over 35 years. Tonight it is my privilege to introduce our grand prize winners. We have 5 grand prize winners this year, and they will represent Northeastern Ohio at the Regeneron International Science and Engineering Fair held in May. They will have a great experience there, and undoubtedly they will do us proud. Our first grand prize winner is Sasha Turner. Sasha is from Hawken Upper School, and Sasha's project is entitled Sensory Input Underlying Natural Behaviors in Sepsis Punctum. Congratulations, Sasha. And could you just tell us in a few words where you see your future from this point in your life?
Hey everyone, my name is Sasha Turner and I'm a current junior at Hawken School. Before I talk about my future a little bit, I just want to thank a couple of people, starting off with my PI and everyone at Fox Lab. I could not be here without y'all. You have helped me so much. Dr. Chick, and then of course everyone here at NEOSEF, from the board members who organized everything to the judges who looked at my project. In the near future, I am very excited to be going to the International Science and Engineering Fair. And looking more long-term, as I look at colleges, I just want to continue the passion for research that I developed over the summer. And as I look at colleges, I'm putting an intentional focus towards looking at their internship programs, as I found this work very educational and intellectually stimulating. As for my career, I'm not exactly sure what I want to do yet, but I definitely learned a lot from this experience, and I'm very excited to see where this road takes me. Thank you.
Our second grand prize winner is Grace Chen. Grace is from Mentor High School, and Grace's project is entitled The Effects of Pyrolysis on Upcycling Polyvinyl Chloride Present in Gloves Through Reattaining Hydrochloric Acid for Higher Value Application. Congratulations, Grace. From this point in your life, where do you see your future?
My next step is to continue immersing myself in the new ideas and fields that scientists are constantly exploring and continuing my own path as a researcher. Having this opportunity to attend this fair and develop my science research project this year has allowed me to learn the tremendous importance of continuous learning to gain the skills of persistence and determination for the key to discovery. Having obtained these skills through the past year, I aim and hope to see myself in the future working towards a PhD in either in the medical field or in environmental sciences.
Our third grand prize winner is Michelle Park. Michelle is from Solon High School, and Michelle's project is entitled The Search for Dark Matter Through Soft, Unclustered Energy Patterns at CMS. Congratulations, Michelle. And could you tell us what you picture doing in the future, at least as you see it right now?
First off, thank you so much for this amazing honor. In the future, I aim to pursue research in both particle physics and astrophysics as I head to Stanford University this fall. Combined with the grateful guidance of my mentors and the other science enthusiasts I meet along the way, I hope to explore both the very small and the very large scales as I pursue a doctorate degree in physics. I'd like to thank NEOSEF for being the first stepping stone along my research career, and thank you again for this amazing honor.
Our fourth grand prize winner is Carlton Court. Carlton is from University School, and his project is entitled Designing and Testing a Prototype Automatic Electronic Control System for Active Magnetic Levitation of a Ferromagnet Towards Magnetically Deflected Ballistic Mass Technology. Congratulations, Carlton. And could you give us an idea of where you see yourself in the future?
Hello, my name is Carl Court, and I'm a high school senior at University School. Thank you so much for selecting me to go to ISEF. Being a senior, the next step in my future immediately is college, and I plan to study electrical engineering and continue research. Whether I focus on control systems, the current subject of my project, because their ubiquity and importance, or branch out into the reasons that led to my selection of this project, my interests in physics, computer science, robotics, spaceflight, or the general progression of humanity into the future, I want to be at the forefront of technological advancement and contribute to it. And I see research, much like what I've learned in high school through science fair, as one of the most fun and best ways to do this. And I can't wait.
Our fifth grand prize winner is Ryan McGinnis. Ryan is from West Geauga High School, and Ryan's project is entitled Electrolysis of 3D Polylactic Acid for Custom Fabrication of Sustainable Electromagnets. Congratulations, Ryan. And could you say a few words about where you picture yourself going from here?
Hello, my name is Ryan McGinnis. I plan to attend Colorado School of Mines to get a degree in metallurgical and materials engineering. I plan to spend my time there being very involved in student leadership, research, and outdoor activities. I plan to use my degree to help support other students and inspire other students to learn more about STEM and find a STEM career they are passionate about, as well as incorporating my passion of being a sustainable person into engineering materials to help the world. Thank you.
Congratulations to all of our grand prize winners. We're very proud of you and of all of the students in the fair. We wish you the best as you represent us at the International Science Fair.
Congratulations to all our winners. We wish the best luck to all of the grand prize winners who will be representing Northeast Ohio, NEOSEF, at the Regeneron International Science and Engineering Fair in May in Atlanta. Thank you for spending part of the evening with us and helping us celebrate the accomplishment of all these great students. I'm hoping that this will be the last year that we have to do this virtually. Good night and see you next year.